Hey guys, today I want to share my experience on why I stopped taking birth control. I've seen a lot of people just be more open about their experience with birth control, and a lot of people have stopped taking it. And I think that's really good that people are being more open about it. It actually was a sense of comfort for me because I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. Like, other people are experiencing some of the same things that I am. I stopped taking birth control about 3 years ago. It was almost 3 years ago now. It was September 2020. I never went back on it once I stopped taking it. I didn't want to go back on it. I didn't want to try a different version of it. I was all set with it. I started taking birth control. I was on the pill. The only form that I did was birth control pills. I started taking it back in high school. I think I was about 18 at the time. I was having really horrible period cramps, like excruciating. It wasn't normal. You know, I would ask my other friends, my other girlfriends, I'm like, are your periods this bad? Like, I would get sick. I would try every period medicine that they have out there. Nothing would work. I would have to take a lot of it for it to work. And I didn't like putting that much medicine in my body. And I would throw up. I would be in so much pain I would throw up. I would feel like I'm going to pass out. Like, I would be curled up in a ball in the fetal position. I literally, first 2-3 days, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. I'm like, this isn't normal. So I finally went to a gynecologist for the first time, and they think that I have endometriosis. If you don't know what endometriosis is, I made a video explaining it a few years ago, so you can check that out. But basically, it gives you really painful periods. There are a lot of different conditions that can do that, and that's one of them. The only way to diagnose it is with surgery. It's a very small surgery, but I never got it. They're just based on my symptoms. They think I have it, and my mom also has it too, so they think maybe based on genetics I probably have it too. So their way to treat it was to put me on birth control. So basically, birth control regulates your periods. It makes them way less painful, which it did. My periods were almost non-existent. Sometimes I would get a little bit of pain, but it was like so much better than what it was before. I could function. I could live my life. I wasn't in so much pain. Like, I didn't dread that time of the month every time it would come. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is great. I didn't experience any crazy symptoms in the beginning. Like, I know your body takes some time to adjust to it. So, you know, I felt a little nauseous. I felt a little different. But after like 6 weeks, I was good. I felt normal for years. I was fine. So fast forward, it was like a little bit before I turned 30, like my late 20s. So a few years ago, I'm 32 now, in case you guys don't know. So a few years ago, I started feeling different. Like, it's really hard for me to explain. I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I couldn't control my emotions. I felt like I've dealt with depression and anxiety for a long time, but I felt like it was amplified and kind of for no reason. You know, like, I had things going on in my personal life, but this wasn't it. You know, it was just, something was off. And I didn't think right away to blame the birth control. I was like, just thinking and reflecting. I'm like, why do I feel like this? Like, I just got really frustrated. So I started seeing other girls talk about birth control, and a lot of people they were starting to go off it, and they were just sharing their story and their experience with it. And I was like, wow, I'm kind of going through the same thing, very similar. Like, it was so relatable. And I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna try to go off the pill and just not take it anymore. I think for me, it was the long-term effects were starting to hit me, because I remember for a while I was okay, I was fine, and then all of a sudden I just, something was wrong, something was off. So I think maybe like the long-term effects on my body from birth control were just no good. So I finished my last pack. I'm pretty sure I finished the last pack that I had, and I didn't start another one. I didn't go get another one. It just stopped. So that first month that I was off the pill, it was like instant. It was, I felt so much better. I felt like me. I wanted to cry. I was so happy. I was like, wow, okay, I can't believe that it was the birth control. Like, I had better control over my emotions. Depression, anxiety was better. You know, it it wasn't as bad as it was before. So overall, I felt so much better. I was like, I am never going back on it. I don't want to try any, because people suggested trying other versions besides the pill, and I did some research, I thought about it, and I was like, why? I'm good. Like, I don't want to go back on it. I don't want to put that stuff in my body. Like, as I've been getting older, I've been learning more, and I've been more aware and more mindful of what I put into my body. I do want to put the disclaimer, this was my personal experience. I don't want to discourage anyone from taking any form of birth control. Everyone's different, everyone's body is different. This is just based on my personal experience. I know people, I have friends who are on different versions of it, and they're fine. They're having a good experience. So, if you're thinking about going on it, or if you're thinking of switching to a different version, or if you're wondering if you should stop taking it, do what works best for you. As far as preventing pregnancy, I just track my cycle. I'm not using an app or anything. My cycle has actually been pretty regular, surprisingly. Before I went on the pill, it was kind of all over the place, but I don't know, my body maybe just is different now. But I'm pretty, like, you can just tell when it's coming. Like, all my ladies out there, you guys, you know what I mean. You can just, sometimes it takes a second for me to figure it out, but I'm like, yep, okay, my period is coming. It's almost time. I'm pretty on it when I get a sense of when it's coming, so I just track it that way. I am doing some research. I know there are apps that you can use to help track your cycle, so I might look into those things. But if you're considering going off birth control and that's something you're worried about, that's what I've been doing. This whole experience has kind of been making me upset that birth control is just, I feel like it's pushed on women. Like, that's our only option. And I mean, there's good and bad to everything, but this is something I think we just need to research more and be more mindful of. I was on it for a long time, and it took a while for me to see the negative effects. And again, everyone's experience is different, but I've heard a lot of stories, and they're not good. And I think there's enough negative for it to be a concern. It definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things, but I'm really happy that I made the decision to go off it and to do what's best for me and my body and my mind and my soul, and it's been great. I feel so much better, and I hope that this helps anyone out there who's possibly going through it. The only thing that's bad that I'm not on the pill anymore is that endometriosis doesn't have a cure. If that's what I have, there's no cure for it. You kind of just have to deal with it. It's back. Like, it's back to how bad it was before I went on the pill, and I was on it for so long, I forgot. Like, I forgot how bad those cramps were. The first period that I had when I was off the pill, it was, I don't even know how to put it into words. It was excruciating. I didn't know how to deal with it. I felt like I was gonna pass out. There were actually a few times I threw up. Like, I was in so much pain. I tried to fight it. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm like pacing in circles. And I was like, nope, it's gonna happen. And I threw up. So my periods are really, really bad, but it's been some time now. So I've been getting better at figuring out how to deal with it. I've been able to manage the pain a little bit better now. It's still not fun. I dread it every month, but I'm like, you know what? I'll take a few days of pain and just being uncomfortable and not feeling good. I'll take that over going back on birth control and just not feeling like myself all the time. So for me, it's worth it. So that was my story on why I stopped taking birth control. I hope you guys found this super helpful. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.